Hi guys, this is Pestily and welcome to another Escape from Tarkov video. Hi guys, this is Pestily and welcome to another Escape from Tarkov video. In this video, I'm covering the patch 0.12.9.1, which originally was named 0.12.9.2, but they've reverted to the name number 1. Anyway, we'll move on from that. The patch hit last night, about 24 hours ago from now, and I was able to get my hands onto it and start doing a little bit of the testing, just over some of the patch notes to see if it's fixed, if it's working, if it's not, and I'll cover some of that stuff now. So yeah, without further ado, let's crack straight into it. So now I haven't been able to go through every single issue in the patch notes, mostly because I just didn't understand what the fix was for what the problem was. So hopefully those other ones have been fixed, but the ones that I could test and try and work out if they'd been fixed or not, I can tell you right now if they have or not. So starting off with the next button, there was an issue at the end of a raid. You'd be pressing the next button and you'd just get stuck on one of the screens and you couldn't get past it. That has been fixed, but some people have been experiencing a different bug where you get to the healing screen and you couldn't get past the healing screen without pressing back and then forward. So if you do get that issue, please just report it via the launcher. Hopefully they'll be able to get that one fixed as well. But yeah, the quick fix is just press back and next if you don't want to wait for it to finally get through it. Next, we had the car extract. There was people that would be paying the amount of rubles to get into the car and extract from certain maps. The bug had been primarily around the fact that you needed to pay, say, 3,000 rubles. And if you paid exactly 3,000 rubles, it wouldn't actually extract you. Or if it's, say, on the customs one, it'd be 7,000 rubles. The people that I'd been asking, because obviously, like, if I just test this once and say it's fixed, that doesn't really work. I asked the majority of people that were in my community that had tried it, and only a couple of people still said there was an issue. So I'm not exactly sure if it is completely fixed, but by the sounds of it, it is. So it's a big win there if it has been. But if you are trying to avoid any issues with that, literally just make sure you don't have the exact amount of rubles. Just go like 1 ruble over that and you will be sweet, or most likely. I've never had an issue with it. So apparently it's the exact amount that's causing that issue. The next one is to do with the checking the firing mode. So if you were to check the fire mode on your screen, it would just do a quiet animation of checking the fire mode. But for everyone else, it would actually check the chamber in the animation. So it would actually give away your position because it would make noise. Now that's been fixed, so the other people would actually see you check the firing mode and not the chamber, and making that big, cocking of the action rearward. So you don't have to worry about that anymore. That has been fixed. Next, we have the drop in performance when you have multiple crafts going on in the hideout. My hideout would freeze up for very long periods of time whenever I'd go in there to just, finish a craft or start new ones. It is still pretty bad. I'm going to be honest. It's not that good, but it is a lot better than it was. I used to get like hangs of just lag where it would just sit there for probably 10 seconds at a time. And now it's probably 2 or 3 seconds. I wish it was just click, click, just move on to the next thing. I hate wasting that time in there. And I'm trying to get to the max level crafting skill. So the fact that I get hung up in there just because of that silly lag issues, I wish that would just go away. So hopefully they'll get it even better in the future, but it is a lot better than it was. They've reduced the possibility of being able to spam a friend request with someone and unblock, block, unblock, block. It's not really an issue for the majority of people, but if you're a content creator or a streamer and you've got some random person trying to add you as a friend non-stop, this is now being stopped. So you'll actually get like a timer till you can actually try to be friends with the person again, or unblock, block, and stuff like that. So good little fix there for content creators. Next, we have the different volumes of breathing sound during the sprint for different characters. So when you'd run out of your stamina, you'd have that heavy breathing noise. For the Bear 2, it was like extremely loud. My raid series with that one, and it's so loud. I hate it. But Bear 3 had no breathing at all. The guy was like a zombie. He had no breath or something. So because of that, or maybe it was a vampire. It's a vampire. So because of that, they had to like fix it. So Bear 3 now actually does have a breathing sound, and Bear 2 is no longer stupidly loud. So thankfully that is fixed for the raid series, and I'm about to film some more episodes, so hopefully it'll be a much more pleasant experience for all. Which literally goes into the next patch note saying some characters had no breath sounds after the entire stamina scale had been used up. So just reiterating that one there. The crafting skill progress points, which were not gained until the restart of the game. That's bad wording. You weren't getting points at all. There was issues with the crafting skill. As soon as this patch hit, because I'm at level 40 or 41 crafting now, I got to like level 35 in like 2 weeks. And then the last like 6 weeks, I'd barely been able to level it. And I'd been hitting up Nikita saying, this is stupid. I just want to get max level so I can make a video for you guys on the crafting skill. And then after the patch hit, I did a heap of testing with it and it was still broken. But thankfully, we were able to figure out which the error was or what the error was. And now it should be leveling fine. If you are having issues, like I said, report it via the launcher. But mine, I've already gone up like nearly a whole level just today alone. The progress skill of the mag drills was reset after leaving the raid. Now, I've been testing this one out a little bit. Say you were to unload a 60-round mag and then reload it again. You'd probably get 0.1 to 0.2 of a skill point for doing that. So it would take you about 45,000 raids to get this to max level. But after I did some testing, my points actually got reverted and I only got half the points. Now that has been fixed. So you will confidently be able to do it now in 45,000 raids instead of potentially 90,000 raids. But it doesn't matter. You're never going to get it there. Hopefully they rework this skill because it's completely trash at the moment. They fixed some problems with clipping gear. Now, the problem with wording a patch note with some of the problems with clipping gear, we don't know what gear it is. So I couldn't test it. And the only one I know about is the Yashunka with the contacts. And that's because a lot of people were trying to get setup done and there was you couldn't use contacts with the Yashunka. And Nikita said there was would be clipping issues if you did, because I actually have a Yashunka hat and I have contacts. I had it on. I said, Nikita, I can do this. Why can't we do it in the game? And he said about the clipping issues. So this is actually more my fault that there's still a clipping issue with that one. And so I'm the one to blame for that. But I don't know which gear he was worried about with the clipping issues or that has been fixed. But I wish they would just be more detailed with the patch notes. So at least we can test it and go, hey, this is the reason why, or this is what's been going on with that. And yes, it is fixed, or if it's not. The ability to delete system chat with messages. So you've always, oh, not for always, for a long period of time, we've been able to delete messages from other people. I was under the impression that this patch note meant we could delete the system messages, so we could leave our messages completely empty if we wanted to. However, I can't. I couldn't delete the system messages or anything like that. So I don't know if that's actually fixed, but or what the actual change is or what they actually did. So at this point, that doesn't make any sense because I can't delete the system messages yet. Lastly, on the patch notes, I had a lot of copy pasta, which is from the exact same of all previous patch notes, being fixing various issues with desync, lag, blah, 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 and collisions and et cetera, et cetera. So obviously, we don't even know exactly what we're testing there, but apparently they've made improvements to the server stability and optimization. And I played for about 6 hours. I streamed for about 8, but I only really played Tarkov for about 6 of it today. And to be honest, it did feel really good. I had one little situation that was a bit like janky. The guy was kind of like Michael Jackson sliding a little bit, but overall, they do seem pretty good. I guess I'm going to hear so many comments about this now of how you didn't have the same experience as me, but we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully, it's just up and up from here, and we can get the best service possible. But we'll have to wait and see. But I'll finish this one up here. I try not to talk for too long and just ramble on about random crap. So I try to get it to the points as much as possible, but there is a lot to talk about at times. So I apologize if these videos aren't as to the point as I probably could. I don't like scripting my videos anymore. I like it feeling like we're having a conversation. I'm telling you about what's been going on. So anyway, for this one, thanks for watching another video. If you did like it, please like and comment for the YouTube algorithm. It does go a really long way commenting and liking YouTube videos. So for discoverability and that. Also, if you haven't already, subscribe, notification bell to keep up to date for all my latest content. The hardcore series will be starting tomorrow. The raid series is going like crazy. We're about a quarter of the way through the season, I would imagine. And on top of that, I still do put out highlights every day of the week and guides all the time. So hopefully you guys are interested in some of that. If you are, subscribe. It does help me get to that 1 million sub plaque thingy, which would be great to hit this year if possible. And lastly, guys, I'll see you next time.